Hello, this is a short guide on how to leverage machine translation in Phrase TMS in order to translate your content in Paligo. Here's the article that I want to translate, and I want to translate it from English into Chinese and Spanish for Colombia. Let's go to the main page where we can see all of our documents. So in my instance of Paligo, I've already installed the Phrase TMS plugin, which will let us send these out for translation, and here's how I would do that. I'll click here on this drop down next to the file name that says work in progress, and I'll change it to in translation. Now I click on these three dots at the right, and I'll mouse over the translation section and then click on add languages. So I'm going to add Chinese and Spanish and click OK. And now we see that the two languages are here, plus the original source language, which in this case is English. I'll click on the three dots again, and I'll mouse again over translation, but this time I'll click on export translation. In the new window, I'll pick here the two languages that I selected previously, so Spanish and Chinese. In document format, I'll click phrase, as that is where we want to send it to for translation. We can choose to use an existing phrase project, but I'm going to pick a new one for this one. So here I will use a project template that I already set up beforehand and give this project a name. If we ever want to send these to human translators, we can also set a due date, but since we're only going to use machine translation, I won't set one at this time. So now that we have a name and our template is ready, we can click on Create, and then scroll down to the bottom and click on Export. And this will send the files for translation from Paligo into Phrase TMS. In most cases, Paligo will also automatically create a downloadable zip folder with the files, but we can ignore it. The machine translation is very fast, but of course the size of the file as well as the word count might impact the processing time that it will take for Phrase TMS to machine translate the document. Still, this one is a small file, so it should be ready by now, so let's retrieve the translation. So let's click on the three dots here again, mouse over translation, and click on Import Translation. We'll select phrase here in this drop-down. Leave both languages selected since we have already selected them by default, and click on Import. And the machine translations have been successfully imported. Let's check them out. We'll open the file in the editor, and we'll change the workflow from translation to work in progress so that we can edit it in case any changes are necessary. Here we see the original file in the English. However, if we look at the right of the page, there are two new buttons that correspond to each language. If we click on ESCO, we'll see the Spanish translation. And if we click on ZH, we will see the Chinese translation as well. Thank you.